Greetings, friends. Marty has returned, and gotta be honest with you, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. My friend Jim came out yesterday and upgraded the operating system on my Macintosh, which it upgrades all the programs that are on here, which I had a very minor grasp on how they worked anyway. And now it appears iMovie has changed all around, and I don't know if I'm doing this right, so we'll see. But first of all, I'd like to apologize for the last video's shitty sound. Holy crap, it was bad. I sound like a fucking Cylon through that mess, and I blame MZ412, not myself. I didn't do anything wrong. So we're here, we're back, and I'm going to go through another stack. We're going to start crushing these a lot quicker because a lot of these are common records. And in the background, Isvind Domira. Isvind's Domira. Digipack on Fulta Records. Norwegian black metal. Just recently started getting into these guys. Eek! It's good, solid, no frills, black metal, but good. Yeah, I guess that's it. And also, the people that have gotten back to me about shirt jobs, thank you so much. It means a lot that there's a community of people out there that are willing to step up to the plate and support something new. Again, if you need shirts, you have a band or a label or whatnot, get a hold of me. bindrune@charter.net. Okay, on to the records. Enough spamming. First up is Lizzie Borden's Love You to Pieces. Not gonna lie, I'm a fan of this band. Early stuff. The early stuff is great. There's definite Iron Maiden vibe to this. Mixed with an LA theatrical, I don't want to say glam, but I will say theatrical sense. All these Psychopath, Red Rum, Rod of Iron. My God, there's some great classic got classic songs on here that at the time really defined the Metal Blade sound. Always had a dub of this, and I ended up getting this at a record show. But this shit's cheesy. The eye patch. Whenever you see a dude in an eye patch that doesn't need an eye patch, there's probably a cheesy factor. I know Timmy Grabber Hansen did it on King Diamond as well, but what do you need a fucking eye patch for? Are you a fucking metal pirate? This guy does not look like a metal pirate. He looks like a nice boy that gets out of his job at Jack in the Box and goes and does some jamming with Lizzie Borden. Tony Matuska. One of these guys died recently. Not recently, but I don't know. Lyrics. That's the insert. Great album. I don't have the Give 'em the Axe EP. Looking for it. I'm sure it'll turn up eventually. It shouldn't be that hard to find. Next up, Lizzie Borden, Menace to Society. A little more aggressive. What year is this? This is, I don't know. They're not going to tell me. 1986. I want to say it's getting a little more thrashy, but it really isn't. A little more aggressive, I will say that. You can see the theatrical / glammy look is kind of apparent, the solid white cod piece. Still a great record. If you can get past the way these guys look, the shit is good. It's good heavy metal. The Maiden-esque vibe to it. Good solid vocals. I like Lizzie Borden, not gonna lie. It is good shit. Moving on. Oh man. Classic. Lord Weird, Slough Fag, Twilight of the Idols. This band, they're now known as Slough Fag. They shortened down the... This band is fantastic. It's traditional metal. It's a regular colored vinyl with a mini insert. Printed paper insert. This is on Doomed Planet Records. God, these guys are so good. There's a big Irish jig vibe interwoven into the traditional metal. I just really can't get over how good this band is. Mike Scalzi, is that his name? Super unique, kind of weird vocal style, but he has stuck with it, has made it his own. Fantastic. If you can find these early albums, I think this is their second album, actually. Definitely find them. They're so good. And speaking of so good, here is another Lord Weir Slough with Down Among the Dead Men. This album is a riff fucking demon. Every song on this album is, the riffs are just so full of motion and hooks. And, where is it? Love it! Mike rules, man. He's now a philosophy teacher, professor at some university in California. But these guys are fantastic. Oh my gosh. Even their new album. The new album kind of took me a little bit to get into, but it maintains the Slough elements. But this album, God, there is not a bad song. Honestly, every single riff, pure gold. And if you are into traditional metal at all and you don't have these albums, you need to rectify that. There's a whole bunch more that they've put out that I have either on CD or don't have at all, which is really something I need to rectify. There's a lot of gaping holes in my Slough collection. But they are a band that is worthy of further inspection. If you are into traditional metal, these guys are the real deal and stand alone, completely unique. Definitely check them out. Up next is one that people wet themselves over. This is the Southern Lord, Lurker of Chalice. This is really good. Basically, Rest from Leviathan's side project. Did one album, some demos and an album. This is the, I believe these are black vinyl. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've spun this. Let me see here. Yeah, I have the black vinyl edition. Printed inserts, inner sleeves. In a lot of ways, I like this material better than Leviathan. I mean, Leviathan has its worth, has its merit, and I do enjoy Leviathan. But I don't love Leviathan. I mean, I know that's probably sacrilege to a lot of people that are on YouTube that have dropped a shit ton of money to get Leviathan albums. Again, it's good music. I think Leviathan is a lot more rhythmically interesting than it is musically interesting, if that makes any sense. I think it's decent black metal, and I just think there is a lot of material that some of it's really good and some of it is okay. And this stuff, a little bit darker vibe than Leviathan. There's some similarities, but definitely, I don't know, this is probably pretty hard to find. But probably will be reissued at some point, I would imagine. Definitely check this out if you're a fan of Leviathan. Good stuff. And this is another one of those albums I saved from a radio station. This is old thrash called Mace, Process of Elimination. This record has been through a shitstorm. You know it's thrash metal when you see a fucking fedora. Right there. Fucking fedora. It's been so long since I've listened to this, and I couldn't tell you if it's any good. But this is on Restless Records and Coma Records. I remember being aggressive and good, but did not really stick to my radar. Okay, I got a bunch of these coming here, and I'm not going to take them all out and show them all to you because these are all on High Roller Records, and High Roller Records puts a ton of shit. Catalogs, posters, knickknacks, all sorts of things. But this band, Manilla Road, I have said before, I am a latecomer to Manilla Road. Meaning, within the last 10 years, no, 16 years. I guess 2000 is when I was turned on. My friends S. Craig Zoller and Jeff Wagner harped on me to get into these guys. I think Jeff sent me a comp cassette that he made for me of like some classics, and finally clicked. These guys are amazing. You know, old style, traditional heavy metal with their own vibe. That was Invasion. This is their debut album, reissued. Is that a different cover? I don't know. This is a different cover. This is their second album, Metal. out on High Roller Records. This is a little more interesting cover than the original. The original is just an all-black jacket with the words metal in a kind of a crappy font. These first two albums are really good, and you can tell, but you can hear Manilla Road in there, swimming around in the stew that is their sound, you know, between Rush and classic hard rock and proto metal. But this is, you know, both of these albums are very 70s influenced, because they came from the 70s. It was like 79, 78, 79. So that's where these guys come from musically. And it wasn't until this album where they hit what is the Manilla Road classic anthemic sound. I mean, this thing is, you know, Mark the Shark Shelton sounds like a fucking genius wizard casting spells with his weird voice, and the riffs are so strong. Amazing album. Again, these are High Roller Records reissues because I'm late to the game and been picking these up as they come around. And again, there's some holes in my collection, so don't think I do have some of this stuff on CD as well, but I'm trying to get all the stuff on vinyl, and I do have holes. Deluge, another great album. Tracks like, oh geez, The Deluge. I mean, all these songs are classic. Really do yourself a favor. I would say start with Crystal Logic and work forward to get the full scope of what Manilla Road is and was. Manilla Road, Spiral Castle. I believe this is the first album with Brian Patrick Hellroady on vocals, he sounds a lot like Mark Shelton. I can see why they added him to the fold, because he wasn't going to reinvent the wheel when it came to the Manilla Road sound. He could sing the old songs if need be, but Mark still does some singing as well. It mixes up. These are all gatefolds, by the way. I should be taking them out, showing them off, but you've seen them before. And this is the first Manilla Road album I ever picked up. I got the CD of it when it came out. So this is my, other than the comp tape with all the classics, this is my jumping on period. This is about the year I started getting into them. What year did this come out? It had to be around 2000, I would guess, 2001. Atlantis Rising, this is a really great record. After they broke up and got back together, this is the first album to come of that reunion. And Hellroady singing a lot of this stuff, Shelton singing a lot, but there's just a great mix of old Manilla Road and a more metallic, traditional metal, pure metal, less hard rock. They've always had that once they got past those first two albums, but this is a little more modern metal sounding in production and feel. But it's a great song, great album. All the songs are great. Megalodon, Atlantis Rising, Sea Witch. The really good stuff is acoustic. Mark Shelton is a fantastic acoustic player, and when he sings along with the acoustic guitar, it's fantastic. Coming up, another Manilla Road, Playground of the Damned. This album is great, but sounds like shit. They must have recorded it in the garage. There's some okay songs, but there's some really great songs as well. Again, a lot of you are already probably on the Manilla Road tips, so I'm not going to harp too hard on these. Manilla Road Mysterium. I love the cover of this thing. Total classic album artwork. The album itself, it's really good. And there is a song, the very last song on the album, The Fountain, not the last song. Second song on the B-side, The Fountain. Really great acoustic song with Shelton singing. Again, this album is great. Production is rough. I don't know why they shifted away from a professional studio production, other than, you know, to keep it all in-house. I guess there's a good, saves money as well. I can understand that. You know, they're getting the job done. You can hear the songs. You can tell it's Manilla Road. Would I prefer a better production on Manilla Road stuff? Yes. And I think these guys need to really concentrate on writing. Instead of trying to get out an album every year, they should be concentrating on pure material. Every album's got amazing songs on it, with surrounded by songs that are very formula dominant. The definite, but it's a Manilla Road formula. But to me, it's a little tired here and there. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of, I talk about Manilla Road being tired in their formula, and here we go with Manowar. I used to fucking hate this band. Hate the cheesiness of this band. Until I went out to, I think, the first ever New Jersey Hardcore Metal Fest a million years ago. They were the headliner. And live in an arena full of, not an arena, a theater full of people, they were fucking awesome. And this is another band that Jeff Wagner made me a cassette of all their classics. And during that time, that tape finally clicked with me. And now, as I get older and realize that I do really love traditional style metal, I don't have to be black metal and death metal all the time. Old Manowar is fantastic. Again, if you can get past the cheesiness, the oiled up shitty muscles and the loincloths and the BO and the, platinum blonde ladies on the back of the bike type aesthetic, the music's great. Borderlines on traditional metal mixed with a heavy traditional doom element, which, this album's got great songs. Dark Avenger, Jesus Christ, what a song. Moving on to the second album, Into Glory Ride. Again, check out the get-ups, man. That's fucking classic. Ross the Boss, to me, was the sound of Manowar. This album's got Revelation, Death's Angel, March for Revenge. Holy crap. Great songs. Defender 12-inch. Another great song. This has got Gloves of Metal as the B-side, which is, that was a hit single off this during this era, and it was crap. But not a song I like, but Defender's great. Keeping on that tip, Sign of the Hammer, Manowar. I don't know what pressing this shit is. This is on 10 Records. That's the record label, 10 Records Limited. I don't know. This is shit I picked up off of eBay a long time ago, before eBay and records were hot again. One of the good songs on here. Sign of the Hammer. 4, Powerhead. Guyana. Oh, what a great song. Awesome, heavy song. Kings of Metal, Manowar. Hail and Kill. Wheels of Fire. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you on Manowar, because if you hate this band, I understand it. I used to be there with you, man. I used to hate this band as well, and the cheesiness factor is difficult to get past, but if you are into traditional metal and you get past that cheesiness factor, there is some definite great songs in this band's catalog. Fighting the World. There's some good songs on this, but this is really a shitty, not a great album. I'm not a big fan of this. But Blow Your Speakers, terrible. Defender. Black Wind, Fire and Steel. Again, a couple good songs mixed with some cheesy shit. Moving on to something a little filthier, we have Manticore with Ritual Cleansing of the Whore mini LP. This has the CD. This is on Breath of Night, which is Andrew from Judas Iscariot, Akhenaten from Judas Iscariot's label back in the day, and Merciless Records. This is a co-release. They were in cahoots with each other. The LP version differs from the CD in the fact that there is live songs as bonus tracks. But this is filthy death metal. The main songwriter of this band moved on to what the hell is the name of that band? Void Medication Cult? Sperm of the Antichrist, Void Medication Cult. And you can tell in that material that there is a definite Manticore vibe there. This is death metal with blackened flourishes, really sick vocals, really good stuff. I really enjoy this release and the release after. Excellent death metal. They are still putting out albums, and they still sound like Manticore, though I do not like them as much as the old stuff. Moving on, Finnish death metal, Maveth of Serpent and Shadow. This is a great mini LP. Really heavy, dark death metal, sick, deep vocals. This is on Blood Harvest. Of the three things I have by this band, this is my favorite, and I don't have everything. I'm missing the first album. I think the main guy in this band was from the US, but he relocated to Finland. This is a great band. Super sick, twisted death metal, but not without technicality and a dark, hooky structure in the riffs. Moving on, more Maveth. This is Coils of the Black Earth. This is an excellent Dark Descent pressing of this record. It's a 2 LP set, and this is on reverse board printing, so it's got a rough feel, which is a really nice touch for these hand-drawn images. Excellent artwork. It's just really cool to look at and read along with when you're listening to this. Handwritten. Gives it a nice characteristic. I think these are just black. Yeah, they're just black vinyl, so I'm not going to show that to you, and I don't believe there's any inserts. Oh, there's a poster. There's a poster. Let's check this out. I'm sure it's going to be the cover. Nope, it's not. Skulls and black candles. We've seen it all before, haven't we? Do you sense the evil? I don't know, man. I'm kind of over the skulls and candles. I know that's a thing with this style of music. And up next, Maveth and Embrace of Thorns split 12-inch on Dark Descent Records. Excellent artwork. Again, dark Finnish death metal, and I believe Embrace of Thorns is Greek. But they're both great. This comes with a bunch of shit. Insert. Lyrics. Cool artwork. Poster. I'm sure this is of the artwork. Very cool poster. And I believe this is black vinyl. Nope, red vinyl. Sorry, I stopped for a second because I couldn't tell if this was still recording or not. Anyway, this is a good split. Not something I've listened to a ton to, but I felt compelled to own it because I'm a big Maveth fan. And Embrace of Thorns are also quite good. Apparently my recording didn't stop, which is a good thing. Now I just need to figure out how to get it from this to the internet, which, you know, I'm all for programs updating and changing shit, but, you know, making things easier instead of re-fucking vamping an entire program that you're used to use. Does anybody else hate this, or is it just me? It's fine to improve on a theme, but to fucking totally change the way your program works is fucking hate that. Like I have time to sit and relearn something. Anyway, I'm running at the mouth, and I just want to say thanks again to everybody that's been checking these out, and we're going to try to, in the next 2 weeks, crush through the rest of the metal vinyl, go through the non-metal vinyl, and then I'm going to get on to some other shit. I'm getting a little tired, and I'm going to start showing some updates or something. I don't know. But I guess that's it. I'll talk to you all later. See ya.